William Hunt Savile sponsors of the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome to Sprowston Manor and the Trilby Tour Championship of Norfolk. You know, some weeks the script just writes itself. 120 players for the 10 remaining places at the international final. But in reality, only one winner.
It really is everything to play for this week as we return to one of the most popular venues on the tour, the magnificent Marriott Sprowston Manor Hotel and Country Club, for a third consecutive year of Trilby drama. And coming up on a packed show this week, we'll bring you news of the 10 players that claim those last places at the Trilby Tour World Championship final at Stoke Park. James Killer Voce is back to defend his Norfolk title and make yet more Trilby Tour history, going for 3 wins in 3 years. We'll have highlights action from the winner-takes-all playoff. Did Voce make it to the top 4, or will there be a new name on the trophy this year? And to close the show, we will of course be exhibiting more shocking masterpieces in Rogue's Gallery. Well, we forecast some pretty heavy showers today, but for the moment that's holding off. And Matt Wood's back at Sprowston Manor.
Yeah, golf course that's matured over the years since I first came here and is now a top quality venue. Straight out onto the 15th to see a fantastic towering iron shot all over the flagstick.
Yeah, Nathan Overton +1 on the handicap, certainly one of our best golfers that we've had on the tour this year. Successful day as well for Roger Woodhams. The 8 handicapper turned in a 32-point performance for the clubhouse lead. Not the first, certainly wasn't going to be the last to come in on that score for this season.
Gaps in play will not be tolerated. If you lose a hole on the game in front of you, you will be penalised.
There you go, Matt, you've been told.
And off you go, boys. Get a move on.
Sean McCune. Not the easiest of shots from this lie. It's whether he can shape it into this green at 18.
And he's got a big tree to contend with on the right hand side, so he's going to need to move it around that tree. Little 5 wood, maybe trying to go over it. Actually, maybe trying to go through it.
Ah, classic, classic stuff.
Yeah, 31 points to this point. How important is that going to be? That could have gone anywhere. Overton with his birdie putt on 15 after that stunning iron shot. 24 points, so needs probably another 8 or 9 in the closing holes to guarantee him a space in the World Final at Stoke Park.
Yeah, got the thicker grip on his putter, so would indicate a few adjustments to that part of his game, and once again on the greens is where your score is made.
Yeah, drive for show, putt for dough. Collins, 2 handicapper, 35 points to here, just on the left hand side of his 18th, so playing alongside McCune, doesn't need to go over or through that tree, just looks to be a little shy.
Yeah, that's frustrating for Collins. Been superb with his irons all day, and he's left with a shocker of a putt there. Now Overton got to make this.
Never a good sign when we're showing these putts for par. Not a concentration. Oh dear. That's an absolute shocker. But would go on to score 31 points, and at the moment he's in a second place.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky, I think, to hold on with 31 points. We've got some classy players out there. Now Hazel with his tee shot at the par 3 14th.
Yeah, great par 3 this. Measures 160 yards. Important to find the putting surface. Just missed that off the right hand side, but that should be a fairly standard up and down. Now Collins trying to lag this up as close as he can. Doesn't want to finish with a 6. And leave a bitter taste in the mouth over lunch, and not a great memory to take out to the playoff if he makes it.
Oh dear.
I expect he will do on that score.
Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Niall Cummins, third shot into the 15th. Didn't quite make it as Overton did a little earlier in the day.
Back in this lush rough that's been a real given this summer with the weather we've had, and executes the shot beautifully, just getting it to chase up that slope.
Go on. It's funny, you don't see that a lot on the European Tour, Matt.
Have you seen the caddies on the European Tour?
Niall Cummins then, getting his just rewards, shall we say. Now Hazel, good aggressive golfer, this man. Do like the way he plays and the way he goes after things, and he'll fancy this. Oh,
yeah, and he's compiling quite a score as well.
Can't believe it.
You could stare at it all you like, it's not going to go in.
Now Ingram at 18, in a very good group with McCune and Collins, and he's a very good golfer in his own right, but couldn't quite get into the 30s, so this for a tidy finish, but not going to make it on to the top of the leaderboard. I bet he looks at the camera after that putt, surely.
I bet he doesn't. I bet he doesn't.
Come on, come on. Yeah, there we go.
You can't claim that. That was a cheeky glance, that's not a look.
They all have a look if it's a good putt. Now Collins, this needs to be good.
Yeah, it's for 37 points. Take the clubhouse lead comfortably. Oh dear. That's 36. As you said earlier, played beautifully tee to green. A few more putts would have gone in, and that would have been one hell of a score.
Well, still, we can tell you the top score in regulation from Collins, but as Matt says, it could have been better. Heading towards the playoff, I just wonder whether that short game will come back to haunt him. Now, par attempt for McCune after taking the route through the tree to the 18th green, and then a decent putt across to here.
Yeah, this is massive. This moves him to 33. Oh, the all-around good putt.
Yes, wiped its feet, but finally in it went. And McCune on 34 points in the clubhouse. Now, time to hear from a man that's done it all before here at Sprowston Manor. The King of Norfolk, James Voce, is with William.
Now, you are reigning champion of the Trilby Tour. What's on your mind today? Is that on your mind today, or just to win this one?
No, it's just 18 holes of golf. Well, hopefully 21 holes of golf, but yeah, it's just another round of golf and try and card the best number I can.
It's the third year at Sprowston. The course has come on fantastically, hasn't it, in that time?
Oh yeah, it's great. You know, I wouldn't say it's a completely different course, but it's come on a lot. Fairways, greens, played it yesterday, can't fault it really. Just glad the sun's come out today.
The sun always shines on the Trilby Tour. Sun shines the righteous.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it'll stay out for the rest of the afternoon.
What's the plan today? What's the plan for your second defence of the Norfolk Championship?
I just, touch wood, I'm hoping I have a straight day off the tee, because for me that's where I lose my shots, that's where my game goes a little bit downhill. So if I can do that today around here, hopefully I can card a good number. Yeah, you know, to be sure of it, you've got to be aiming for north of 36, I think. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen until you swing the first club on the first tee, so we'll see.
One of those champions on the Trilby Tour, Matt, that just knows how to win.
Absolutely, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit, so is winning. Now Hazel looking to get in on the act. Par putt here on 14 after that chip that just burnt the right hand edge. I think he's still in disbelief it didn't go in.
Spirited stuff from James Hazel, the 5 handicapper, eventually carding 31 points for the day. Good. But would it be good enough to take him to Stoke Park? Find out after the break here on Sky Sports when the Trilby Tour continues from Sprowston Manor.
The perfect gentleman's playground. William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour.
Welcome back to Marriott Sprowston Manor and the Trilby Tour Championship of Norfolk. This is easily one of the most successful venues in Trilby Tour history. And before we get back to the action, General Manager Jody Guttridge took time out to tell us more.
Trilby is great fun to put on. All of our members get involved in it. Everyone that comes really enjoys the relaxed atmosphere, and coming up on the 18th is fantastic with the terrace and everybody cheering them on. This is our third year doing the Trilby Tour, and yeah, I think it started out us really not knowing and trying to understand what William's trying to put on, and everybody really gets into it though. We have a great understanding of it now, and it runs really, really smoothly. We're very honored to have done it for a third year in a row this year. And very pleased to be able to work with William again. Well, we prepare for it quite a bit in advance, so you know, everybody gets really excited about it. When we put on the Trilby Tour, it's a fantastic event for everyone that works here, for people that come and play in it, for the spectators. It's just all around a great event for us. I think it's full of surprises. William keeps them laughing, keeps them on their toes, which is good, and I think just it creates so much tension towards the end on the playoffs. You don't get that in any other club competition or anywhere else that you play, so I think it's really once in a lifetime. We're really proud that James loves Sprowston so much. Obviously he plays very well here, so he's won the last 2 years here, and he also won obviously the International Trilby Tour title, so we're very excited that he's back to defend his title now. I think it's important for us to host the Trilby Tour because of the recognition. I mean, it sells out as soon as it opens for competition, which just shows how strong it is, and it also is great that Sprowston sells out as a venue very quickly. So we're very, very proud to be part of it. I hope James wins again. I like him. But I just hope everybody has a great time. I think that's the most important thing.
Nice one. Jody Guttridge does a great job with her team every year for the Trilby Tour here at Sprowston Manor, but this wasn't in the script, Matt. Look at that sky. Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit angry over there on the right-hand side. Now, Tony 1, another man making it onto that score of 31. Now, remember, 32 was king of the day for quite a long time today, till that was surpassed by Collins and McCune. So 31 is a good score, but it's under pressure. Yeah, Wolsey out on 6. 8 points through the first 5 holes. Needs to make something happen. This man's got a great short game. Just going to dribble back on. No, but that's okay. Not too far away from the flag. It's funny, Matt, isn't it? It's as if there wasn't pressure enough today. These are the last 10 spots available for the World Championship final at Stoke Park. Yeah, another season that's flying by. Some great golf, some great performances and some great memories. Oh, well, Stephen Chappell, not quite, but still a decent performance from him. And I'm just wondering how many golfers watch these highlights back and think, oh, if that one had gone in, my day would have been very different. 31 points at the end of the day, tied for 5th place currently. It's going to get very congested around that score. Now, Wolsey, good to see a 15 handicapper knowing where you make your score on the short game.
Missed the line completely. Good try. Missed it.
Yeah, he just dribbles away on the right hand side. A little bit of work to do for his 4. Now back to the 11th, toughest hole on the golf course. Plenty of agua down the left hand side. Ray has somehow managed to miss it. But a good looking iron shot. Oh, needed a favourable bounce, and that's what it's got. That's setting up a fantastic birdie opportunity, which will be for 4 points if he can convert it. Very smooth looking shot from Dan Ray. Now Mitchell Moore at 18. Similar spot to McCune. Yeah, 31 points already, so a putt or 2 big putts here, and he knows it. That to move to 32 and add to the congestion that I'm sure we're going to get. Oh dear. Well, I said about Wolsey knowing where the score's made, but he's let himself down a bit on this green.
Yeah, that'll be a disappointing double bogey 5.
But still worked very, very hard during the course of his round and amassed a very decent score there, 33 points, which kind of just gets him above all that turmoil on 32 and 31. So a real shot at the playoff there for Wolsey.
Now his oversized grip's becoming ever so popular. Beautifully hammered into the back of the hole for 32 points and currently in a tie for 6th place. Won't make the playoff final, but could make the world final at Stoke.
Now Ray, putt for birdie, this would be worth 4 points. Certainly deserves it after that second shot.
Yeah, much needed as well. Oh, look at this. Get in.
Get in.
I'm glad the hole got in the way. Now that 4 points and a few more on the back 9 would add up to 31, and that's currently in a tie for 9th place.
Now Berg, qualified last year, also got shot of the day for a beautiful tee shot at the 6th. And having to work a little bit harder this year for his score is Paul, but 32 points into that scrum for a place in the top 4 on the top 10. And joining him on 1 point less, Franklin Plume, first year on the Trilby Tour, certainly wins name of the day, does Franklin, and pretty close to swing of the day with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch out for this guy at Stoke Park. Beautiful looking action there. Now, local favourite. This young man was out at 4 o'clock this morning, helping his dad, the head greenkeeper, prepare the course. They've done a fantastic job, and he's doing a fantastic job of compiling a good score.
What a great feeling that must be to come and play on the very thing that you've prepared and play so well. We may not see Franklin at the final. 31 now, under real pressure. And for James Voce, well, looking for that defence of his Trilby Tour Championship of Norfolk. But I'm afraid today his luck finally ran out.
Close, but no cigar.
Well, he's been a great champion, Matt Woods, and he did put in a sterling effort once again. Qualified by right in the top 10, but of course gets the exemption as the defending champion, so that'll bring all the 31 points back into the melee. And it'll be shootout time. James Voce then tied for 7th, but not into the playoff, which is where he wanted to be. And that means to make Stoke Park, to make the top 4 here at Sprowston Manor, it's shootout time. Right on cue, the rain arrived, but nothing was going to stop the men lined up for a shot at the World Championship final. James Voce, already exempt, opened the shootout up to the 31 pointers, and Plume, Ray, Wan, Overton, Hazel and Chappell went nearest the pin. 6 players for the 1 ticket left. It was Stephen Chappell that made the shot to go to the big show at Stoke Park. That left the 33 pointers to do battle for the 1 remaining place in the top 4 and a go at the title. James Wolsey hit first, 100 yards the distance between him and the winner-takes-all dust-up. And what a shot to start. Niall Kissy Cummins next to the tee, and the pressure was already on. He was too bold. That left Mark Paszkowski to hit last for his shot at glory. But unfortunately for the 4 handicapper, he just couldn't bring the same brilliance to the shootout that he'd produced on the course during regulation. And so Chappell, Berg, Mitchellmore, Woodhams, Cubbins and Paszkowski were heading to Stoke Park and the World Championship final, while James Wolsey, Sean McCune, Ross Anthony and Richard Collins were heading to the tee for the last regional playoff of the season. Coming up right here on Sky Sports after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground. William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour.
Welcome back to the playoff for the Trilby Tour Championship of Norfolk from Marriott Sprowston Manor near Norwich.
Three of our players will be receiving shots. Mr. McCune, Mr. Woolsey and Mr. Anthony. Mr. Collins will not be receiving a shot.
So that's the shots on hole 1. Let's get it on. Matt, I don't think I've seen 4 Trilby Torians look more scared on a playoff than these 4.
Yeah, absolutely. The reality of the situation has just definitely hit home.
Richard Collins, as the rain teams down, looking after this one nervously, top score in regulation. And I'm afraid he stuffed that one out over the trees to the right.
Here's a tough opening hole, 397 yards, par 4. Raining most of the week. So the ground's very soft, hole playing every inch of its yardage.
3 players get a shot. This is one of them, Ross Anthony. Martin Anthony, the head greenkeeper here at Sprowston Manor. Oh, and he won't be happy with that one. That one's gone in the opposite direction, across to the other side.
And left.
Next to the tee, Mr. Sean.
Now, does that settle the other 2 down?
No.
Does it make him feel worse?
Absolutely not. Sean McCune, another man along with Ross Anthony, got a tremendous amount of local support, got his own fan club watching on this playoff. There's Sean.
Now, come on. Decent rhythm, just find that fairway. Puts you in the driver's seat. Backing out of that one early. Oh, trying to desperately cling onto the right-hand edge. The best of a bad bunch so far.
It's all gone a bit US tour, isn't it, with the shouts after the tee shot. Now Wolsey, the highest of the handicappers, qualified via the shootout, and his nerves will definitely be jangling here. This is when the game is really put under a lot of pressure. Will it hold up? They're off again.
As is this ball, way off to the right-hand side, unfortunately, in the lap of the gods now. Rattling around in the trees, but comes pretty much straight down.
As they head off down the first fairway, it's a fairway devoid of balls, I'm afraid. Sean McCune, the best of a fairly tame bunch there. Well, second shot for Wolsey. Was able to find his ball and managed to just skip it out through the trees and back into play. Ross Anthony also having to take his medicine.
Yeah, no choice but just a wedge over the top here, get it back in play, try and leave himself sort of 60 yards. Flag fairly accessible here on the first. Now hiding away behind the trees, Richard Collins, the only man who doesn't receive a shot here. So he needs to somehow conjure up some magic and find the putting surface.
Ooh, not far off. Now almost exactly the same position as James Voce, 2-time Norfolk champion, was in last year. Sean McCune
Tracked it a little bit left, but only a little bit, and finds the surface. Finally, somebody finds a golf game.
Great shot. And in the midst of what's happening at the moment, that has certainly put McCune in pole position, and the rest have got to respond.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Fox Hills a few weeks ago. Our eventual champion there was in the rhododendrons for 1, but found a magnificent wedge shot for 3.
Beautiful.
That's exactly what Anthony's done.
That is a fantastic shot from Ross Anthony, out and rolling these greens at 4 AM this morning, Matt.
You might say that's an advantage, but I bet he's tired.
Now James Wolsey has to try and repeat what he's just seen from Anthony.
Yeah, use that ball as a marker, try and jam it inside that.
A little bit bold.
Oh, a little bit heavy-handed. Oh, he's after the buggy. Gonna need some fancy driving skills there, not to run that over. There we go, left a bit, right a bit, forwards a bit, backwards a bit.
Oh dear.
Ooh, nervous moments.
Well, he's got a shot. Now Collins has got to put this close.
Collins doesn't get a shot, so right now, oh, look at that, look at the water. Now this is easy to duff. Easy to catch the ground first, lose all the momentum in the club. Just exactly what's happened, unfortunately.
And he's left himself with a really tricky putt as well. Yeah, not good, I'm afraid, for Richard Collins at the first. I said these guys look scared on that opening tee. They look nervous, and with the former champion James Voce pacing about as well, unable to set a Trilby Tour record this year with a 3-time defence. I think that'll make them more nervous. Now Wolsey from the back of the first.
Yeah, having just seen Collins' chip shot, knows what he's got to do. Find the little ball first. Just catching the grass, but played it beautifully and judged that to perfection. He's made that look simple, and trust me, that was not.
Super shot from the 15 handicapper. He's scrambled well all day. He's doing it again in the playoff. Now McCune, big deep breath ahead of this putt. This is the man that has played this hole as it should be played, really.
Yeah, just missed the fairway on the right hand side. Beautiful second shot, but he's expecting it to move just off the right hand side, some 18 feet. Go on, ball, go. Oh, look at that. Did everything right, great pace, just a fraction too much borrow, but receiving a shot. So that's a cast iron 4 net 3, I would imagine.
Now here's the man under pressure. Really probably could have turned in a score sort of 39, 40 points today, Collins, but let himself down on the greens. And unfortunately on this first playoff hole, his short game is once again being found out. This is a tough test for this man. Very good golfer though.
Yeah, really would have fancied his chances. 3 tough holes in the playoff today. Thought would have suited the lower handicapper. Now this man knows the greens. Taking his time.
Looks good. Oh, it is good.
Yes, looks great.
What a fantastic start for Ross Anthony. Dad Martin in the background watching on, and the greenkeeper's son here at Sprowston Manor has put the cat amongst the pigeons. He is -1 after the first playoff hole.
Yeah, no room for pictures on the scorecard. That goes down as a 4 net 3. Wolsey after that stunning chip taps in for a 5. That'll go to a net 4. So level par.
Yeah, well done to him. William adding to the praise. McCune to join the man at 1 under, Ross Anthony, for a share of the lead, and in it goes. Well played at the first to Sean McCune.
Yeah, after the collection of tee shots, I thought we were in for a bit of a shocker down the first, but these two guys have settled themselves down, found their game, got themselves into red figures. Collins going to have those immortal words at the bottom of his score graphic, I'm sure. Moves quickly into last place.
Yeah, there it is, I'm afraid, for Richard Collins, and the 2 handicapper with plenty to think about as he heads off to the 17th tee. And this is a tough hole, Matt.
Yeah, par 3 measures 189 yards. Bunker guarding that front right corner as the players look, and that flag is in an evil position. Almost impossible to get it close, and every putt is a tough one.
Ross,
yeah.
Home territory.
It is.
1 under after 1 hole.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Good save.
Didn't think
I was gonna do that. That was good. Good up and down.
So what's the strategy on the next 2 holes?
Just hit the green, really. Just get reg and make a par. 2 pars. Well done.
Very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ross out with a 3 or 4 iron, and that's left early. Some long grass and a few bushes down there. Oh no, that looks nasty.
Well, he says he hates this hole, as Ross Anthony, and he won't like it any better right now.
Sean?
Yeah?
Textbook.
Good stuff.
What's the plan on this hole now?
Not sure at the minute. We're just running through it.
So 1 under after 1 hole.
Yeah.
Got to be a dream start.
It certainly is. Just see what happened on this hole, really.
Okay, tell you what.
Well, a man of few words, Matt.
Yeah, hopefully a man a few shots. Now with the little rescue club, looks to have lost this right. Again, backing up out of it early as we saw on the first. Oh dear.
He might think of a few words after that shot. I can tell you that is not a great place to be on this hole.
James, great recovery.
Yeah, played my strengths today, which is scrambling. Worked a treat.
So we're level par on that one?
Yeah, it's not a brilliant start, but I think I'm still in there.
I think you'd have took it off the first, level down the first.
Yeah, probably. That's what I've been doing all day, actually.
But that was a super recovery.
Thanks. Thanks. I think the pressure's on these guys, though. Obviously, I'm a foreigner. these are all local lads, so I'm just hanging back.
Not from round these parts.
James Voce sticking to his guns, very disciplined in his pre-shot routine, but another man who's gone to the right, hiding behind our sponsor's board.
And finally on the tee,
once again, tee shots going astray, I'm afraid.
Richard leader on the day, now one behind.
That's life, it's a game of golf, there's only 2 holes to play, anything can happen. It's just about getting it on the green and making the best score you can, and we'll see what happens.
Good man, play well.
Thank you.
Richard Collins remaining fairly positive at this moment in time. And out with a little 5-wood, gripping down it, just trying to find the middle of that green, really take that trouble out of play on the front right corner. Unfortunately, looks like he's taken the green out of play. He's had a little bit of luck there though, he might have found the fairway, which means he's going to have a little bit more control with his second shot.
Multiple rescues then coming right up after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground. William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour.
Welcome back to Marriott Sprowston Manor for the Trilby Tour Championship of Norfolk. The King of Norfolk, James Voce, has been deposed, but who is going to take over from him this year? Will it be Ross Anthony? And if it's going to be, he's got to recover from a pretty horrendous tee shot at the second playoff hole. How about this, Matt?
Yeah, there's nothing easy about this shot whatsoever.
Oh, luckily the caddy's helping out though.
Come on, boss, we can do this, we can do this. Now, if you just chip it here, chip it there, make a nice little 4, and we'll run to the next tee.
He's just got to get out.
Yeah, absolutely, just get himself out of that. Oh, no. That's all he could have done. Impossible shot. The only advantage he's got now is he's chipping back up towards the flag and back into the slope of the green. Our other 3 Trilby Tourians are going the other way, chipping down the green, so they're not going to get close. So he's got to remember that. 4 is still going to be a great score here.
Yeah, that's a good call, Matt. And that's the way Ross Anthony is thinking. That is a brilliant shot.
Yeah, beautifully executed. He's going to leave himself some 3 feet for a 4. Now Collins is the only man, I believe, who can get this close to the flag. Off the fairway grass, chance to get some kind of spin. Got about 60 yards still to cover. Made that beautifully. And that's about as good as he could have done.
That is terrifying from there. Now McCune just looking across to make sure that it's him next from the semi-rough, and this is going to be very, very tricky to get, well, even to get it to stay on the green.
Yeah, Ross Anthony's left his ball there, lovely little marker just to remind the guys where he is.
Oh no.
Big shouts from the caddy. Even with the help, it doesn't make the putting surface, so still more work to be done.
Now we've moved the advertising signage for James Voce. Can he make use now? Sight of the flag. Oh no, 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 no. Well, he seems to love going after the buggies.
That's an absolute disaster. He's been scrambling well all day. He's going to need to scramble well now to make a 4. Now this will swing off the left. It's going to be very quick once he gets up around the flag. So you make a little pitching wedge, just chuck it on the edge of the green, let it release.
Come on.
That was an unlucky first bounce to the left.
Look at McCune, he hasn't settled at all as the rain just starts to pitter-patter down again. We've had some heavy showers today and it's made conditions very tricky, and this one is tough.
Yeah, this is a very difficult shot. Needs to be aggressive, needs to strike the ball well to gain some control once it lands on the green. Oh, he's played it cleverly, very cleverly, just bounced it in the fringe and just died it down to the flag, and that's a great shot. Give him a solid 9 out of 10 for that.
And the carry board's all talking. I wonder if there are any shiny £1 coins changing hands as they follow their players around.
There'll be a definite connection to the name on the board for them. Now Collins did the best he could with his second shot. Can afford to be aggressive. Back up the hill, just off the right hand side.
Oh no. Not bad, but I'm afraid Richard Collins drops another shot. For the moment, playoff leader, but that will surely be temporary.
Yeah, man, it'll only be because he's the first one in. Now Wolsey, putt for a bogey. Great scramble on the first. Can he repeat that here on the second? Fast putt down the hill. Deary me. Dead sheep.
What?
Still you?
Oh, Matt Woods, dear me. And there was you having a go at me for my gags a few weeks ago. But this is no joke.
No, tough one this. 3 feet back up the hill, just right edge and firm.
Oh, well done.
Very good.
So Wolsey has to take his medicine as well at the second playoff hole. This is carnage.
Absolutely. There's a few players just standing here now adding up numbers. So I'm a couple over. He's got this to go to level. McCune, horrible putt this. Left edge and firm. Very easy for this one to get away from the right-handed golfer. And looks to be aiming too straight to me. Oh dear.
No. Oh no, and look how far that's gone past. Oh, he's straight into it as well, Matt. This is never a good idea.
Yeah, needs to take his time with this. Just have a look. This is right edge and firm now.
Shocker.
And that's very quickly a 6. And the man who played the first hole pretty well and got himself to 1 under very quickly moves to 2 over. But he's still joint playoff leader.
45 seconds of horror putting from McCune, and that's put him under pressure. And Anthony, after going into the bush, will walk away from this second playoff hole sitting pretty.
Yeah, 2-shot lead and a big grin.
And on they go to the third playoff hole, the 18th, coming back to the clubhouse.
Yeah, and a real brute of a par 5 to finish. Slightly downwind today, so that will help the players. Out of bounds down that left-hand side. Fairway bunkers left and right, framing the tee shot beautifully. And from there, players trying to lay up, leave themselves their favourite yardage for the third shot, and that final push on to glory here at the 18th at Sprowston Manor.
Ross. Yep. Leader on the board.
Yep.
You get a shot this hole.
Mm-hmm.
Got to fancy yourself.
Yeah, I think do.
What's the game plan?
Just hit it down the fairway and make a birdie.
Play well.
Oh yes, this man's settled in now, knows what he's got to do, hit the fairway and make a birdie.
Sean, it was there in your hands.
Was.
I hurt a little bit.
Things happened, don't they? William, put it right on here, mate.
Put it right, says Sean McCune, but I'm afraid it's all wrong.
Richard, another shot drop there.
Yep, at least it's consistent, but it's still in the game. A lot can happen on the last hole. There's out of bounds left, lots of bunkers. We'll just see what happens. There's a long way to go.
Well, you need a sense of humour in a Trilby Tour playoff.
There's William directing in the flight. 147 from Malaga, landing on the second fairway.
James, great recovery from the tree. Then it went a little bit bendy.
Not so good. It's right up behind the tree, but I'm going to stick in this hole, see what I can do.
Oh no, back to air traffic control.
Flight 148 landing on the second fairway from Gibraltar.
And McCune, Collins and Wolsey have all stepped aside for Ross Anthony, and it's all there for him.
Just one more good swing. Just avoid that out of bounds down the left. And he really has settled down beautifully now. Another great looking swing. Superb long iron. It's going to leave him about a 50-60 yard pitch.
What a fantastic way to go after the title.
Setting sun. Flag up on that back left corner.
Oh, sweet. Sweet indeed.
Look at this. Beautifully executed. He said he was going to make a birdie. Can he live up to his prediction?
I told you, he says to his caddy. Wonderful stuff, and a beaming Ross Anthony walks to the green. Little smile from James Voce, but then just remembering that he hasn't done what he came here to do. That was to win a third Norfolk title. It's all about this man now.
2 for it, and he's going to take him. It's a super 5. Playoff it so easily, could have got away from him on that second playoff hole. turns it into a victory and a fantastic day for the young man.
What a fantastic way to win a Trilby Tour regional title, and Ross Anthony will be crowned the King of Norfolk. James Voce's run has come to an end. It's all about this man, Ross Anthony. It's true what they say, time really does fly, and that's all the regional events done and dusted for the season. Now 100 players, 10 regional champions and the mighty James Voce head to Stoke Park for the Trilby Tour World Championship final. That just leaves the outgoing champion to present the trophy to our new King of Norfolk. Arise, Sir Ross of Sprowston. Let's hear from the winner.
Just lost in this course at the moment. Just don't know what to say really. Just it's unbelievable. Didn't expect it. Just again 4:30 I started on the course and just thought I'd rock up and see what happened, and here we are. Driving been good, but today was just on fire, and that was just best drive I've hit. I've done 18 for years. So I played this golf course and never hit a good one in that situation. So very happy.
And you should be happy, Ross. A great win and a superb shot of the day to keep your head when all about you are losing theirs. And finally to Rogues Gallery to lose your head when all about you are laughing theirs off. And we'll have more Rogues from the World Championship final at Stoke Park. Here's William.
Wow, Voce has been beaten. Who'd have ever thought it? I didn't think we'd live to see it. I think the fact that Ross's dad's a greenkeeper and he's worked these greens day in and day out has got to give him some help. He was at 4:30 rolling those greens and he played tremendously and he held his nerve right the way through. He was a giant today. It means we're taking him to places that they've never been before, and well, his play got him there, and it showed him the way he played. He held his nerve on that last hole. Brilliant play. Dave's been brilliant. I mean, third time here. They know how to take care of you. They know how to work this thing, and they're brilliant to be around. I was looking forward to this tournament. It's great to save it to the end of the regionals and on to the final from here. It's going to be fantastic. I think the biggest thing we're looking forward to at Stoke Park is that's where it all started. I think it was 2007 with the first Trilby Tour. What a journey we've been on since then. Who'd have thought it? We really didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. It's been brilliant, and now we're going back.
As always, for more information, go to www.williamhunttrilbytour.com. So the Trilby Tour is going home. We'll see you next week at Stoke Park. But before we go, stay tuned for another classic interviewing lesson. Lesson 427B, in fact. Never ever assume your interviewee actually knows where they live, especially when you're in East Anglia.
Yeah.
Team, and rolling up, and when you're ready.
Alex, where you travel from today?
I've travelled from the other side of Norwich.
Okay, we'll start now again.
William Hunt Savile sponsors of the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.